Red Musk.
Okay. Trying to get my trying to make sure my webcam sees me. And lights. There we go. Haha. Hello everyone. Welcome in. Welcome in. How is everyone doing today? I'm just testing a few things because obviously had to change my setup a little bit for everything to work here. Okay, let's see. Test 1. Can you guys hear me? Test 2. That one I can check myself. Okay, webcam's got me for now, but eventually it will lose track of me because that's how it works. Because it's in a very odd placement. Huzzah! And let me just scroll through chat real quick. Frosty Tools decided to do something last second, as it does. Alrighty. Thank you so much for getting your daily lollipop. Hope you're doing well and I hope work went quickly. Mages, congratulations on getting third. I hope you're doing well at work today. Kyotaria! That's my mama! I hope you're doing well. Grass, congratulations on first. I hope you've been having a fantastic day. And DBD has not been, killing you as it's been killing me because I've been dying. It's just not the same without you and Ella, I'm not gonna lie. Yes, Sailor cooking stream today. We're going to be making lasagna soup. But welcome in and thank you everybody for getting your daily lollipops. It's thank you for doing my double checks. I am excited today. I was stressing a little bit because I swear to God, every time I do anything, chat, it like everything goes wrong at the last second. I was like, oh yeah, got my lasagna noodles. I bought 2 packets. Where did it end up? In fucking Carajo land. That's where it ended up. Couldn't find it for the life of me for like a good solid 10 minutes. Then problems with like the actual cooking
How
stuff,
did you manage
all
to
that
wander
stuff.
over here? Kicking
I
underscore
was watching Pando
underscore
yap
grass.
to itself before you started. Yeah, he's really chatty until I get onto screen, and then suddenly he's like, me. I don't want you to slap me. But that's all that happens. But who is excited today? I have all the ingredients hopefully ready. I hope. I got my drink. I got my prep. I do have the issue of this is not my normal kitchen, so I am working on a much smaller surface. And I'm not gonna lie, the one thing I'm really scared about, chat, is that in the middle of cooking, one of my fingers is gonna fall into the soup. That is like a legit concern I have right now, I'm not gonna lie. So like when I'm chopping and trying to like dice, because I'm such an awkward angle because I have an L-shaped desk, I'm scared I'm gonna fucking hip check it and well, there goes yours, one of a kind saber altar figure. Oh boy. But who is ready for soup season? It is October 2nd. We still have a few more days for Hispanic and Heritage Month, and of course an entire fucking season of cooking. And it is soup season. Soup season. And I have to ask before we start, what is everyone's go-to soup? It's gonna be good soup. Me, the one thing that I really love is Dominican sancocho, which is a stew based. It's one of my favorites, to be honest. And I'm also trying not to leave too far from my desk because I am connected to my headphone.
How
I'm
did
sure
you
it's not the
manage to
first
wander
time it's
over
been
here?
to do.
The
I
kid's
mean,
Mikey O.
not my saber one. It's sharp. It hurts a lot. Cade says Zuppa Tuscana. That's a good
Shout
one.
out
Also,
to
hi
Mickey's
Cade. How you
Mikey O.
doing, buddy?
I hope you brought cookies.
I just realized something the other day. I don't even know what grass grew. It's just empty. But welcome in, G. I'm partial to sancocho. We also have. He also says hello and that lasagna isn't soup. Well, that's why we call this episode "Can It Soup." I was gonna call it good soup, but like I feel like this made more sense. One, because cans soup, but can it? I'm not sure. And as always, I hope you guys don't mind a little ASMR happening in the background. I'm having fun working around with this kitchen. I know this is not going to be the permanent one. Once I actually have money and like make it the design that I want to, it'll look a lot different. But so far, I'm vibing with this. White's not my color. It shows the blood too easily, especially when you're carving and doing stuff and it stains. But you know what? It's pixelated. Who gives a fuck? Look at all these emotes. Oh, Grass, you're going to be so excited. The emotes that I just recently bought. They're in the middle of being commissioned, but I think you're going to really enjoy them. I thought of you when I ordered one specifically. I was like, this Grass is going to have a field day with this one. I won't say what until it happens. But let me just switch some things around. Hold on. I got to depixelate myself. Let's pull up. We're going to turn off this presentation thing. I'm still figuring out. There's so many. Guys, you have no idea how many fucking scenes are in here. I think there's like 30. So I'm constantly like, which one is it? Which one is the one that I'm doing? Wait, where's my presentation screen? Sacre bleu. I don't know where it went. Alright, we'll just bring up our black screen. Okay. Checking that this is working. And there we go. Alrighty. Just had to get that all set up. Did test a little hand cam, so the hand cam works on this one as well. I do need to move that. Chat's on the screen. That's fine. All right. So we already know what's today's recipe. It was no surprise. We're doing lasagna soup. Let's go. So before we actually get to that, let's learn about a brief history of soup, because I don't think a lot of us know much about it, and I'm not gonna lie, there are textbooks about it. I went down a rabbit hole literally until like a half hour before this stream, going, what could this be about? Why is there so much information? What do you mean this is a thing? So yeah, I was going down a fucking rabbit hole, chat. But the funniest thing is, one of the oldest soup recipes was written on a whole ass clay tablet in cuneiform, which was dated back all the way into the ancient Mississippi. I always pronounce this wrong. Mesopotamia era. And it's always just so funny to me, just thinking that like someone had to chisel this fucking shit. And honestly, like, not everybody was able to like read and write back in those days. But imagine the guy that got like called into this was like, we need you, we need you, we need to write this down, write this down. I'm going as hard as I can. Also, I wonder what their version of whiteout was, like if they made a big mistake. So one of the oldest recipes, ever recorded recipes in human history, is this tablet that you see on the presentation screen. Unlike back when we found out that the oldest recipe book was, just based overseas and, the good old East, this is just one of the few records we have of actual, like, recipes. And while other things that they have found over the years, which was like little shopping lists, complaints, little tidbits here and there, this one is completely, it is complete. It had instructions for not just, what you needed. It also had the things for food prep, when you're supposed to add the ingredients, and all the cooking techniques. It also mentioned what you needed to cook with. So whether you're using an earthen pot, whether you were using what type of water you're using, what type of meat. And if I remember correctly, this whole soup was based around lamb. But as it is when it comes to anything that's written like this, these recipes were not for your average Joe. They were used for royal feasts and religious ceremonies, all that fun stuff that we weren't allowed to be a part of because, we were the lower class. But some random facts about soup while I was going down the rabbit hole. So soups and stews were first cooked in watertight baskets. So they were used to it was either that or they used hides from animals to boil water until they reached over to the fact that they could make their own pots. And then they used clay pots over open flames in order to make their stuff. But at one point they even used the stomachs from animals in order to boil soups, which is actually pretty neat. So soup is one of the oldest foods out there. There's archaeological evidence for mostly bone broths. So basically, back in those days, you needed to use every single thing. There was no wasting. You had to use every part of the animal, and this was one of the best ways to do it. So bone broths have been found on almost every archaeological site that you can think of, from Egypt to China. Everyone has their own sort of soup, and it's simple. You get some water, you throw it in, throw some ingredients, call it a day,
How you doing,
So which is
Simply Selic?
really interesting to me. And there are soups that don't have broth or water bases. It's mostly used from the actual food that you use itself, but we'll get to that later. So the first ever canned soup was beef steak tomato soup from Campbell's, because we all know Campbell's, and it was one of the first times. Hey, Selic, welcome in. Would you mind giving a shout out to Selic for me, please? And it will soup. We will make it soup. And a little random fun fact, the beefsteak tomatoes that they got were from New Jersey. So this is actually one of New Jersey's pride and joys, that the first ever canned soup was beefsteak tomato soup. And then afterward, it turned into condensed tomato soup. So you were able to put more servings per can. So they were able to stretch it out a little longer. It's pretty good in the Great Depression. So for top selling soup in America, currently is chicken noodle, but it does get beat out by broccoli cheddar occasionally. And for Britain, it's still tomato. It's amazing. Though I was trying to look for all other countries, but like in Asian countries, it depends. Like I couldn't just say like the most popular soup in the West. Like it depends per country. Like Japan has their miso, while Vietnamese has like their pho. Then there was other, like Thailand has their tom yum soup. It's very it varies for a lot of little things, And there's so many types of soups depending on your region, your province, the way that you grew up, cultural reasons, and
Shout
there's
out to
so many
Simply
layers to it.
Salad.
So usually
I
everyone
hope
thinks
you
soup,
brought
they're like, it's
cookies.
hot, it tastes good, usually has a meat, or maybe like tofu if you're a vegetarian or vegan, whatever floats your boat. But there are several kinds of categories for it. You know, obviously there's cold soup, a little gazpacho. So those are soups that are chilled, wonderful in the summer, especially in the heat. Though the one that's not known as well is ajo blanco. Now that is a Spaniard soup. That one's made with almond, garlic, bread, and olive oil. It's actually pretty interesting. I would give it a try, just once. Then there's other like borscht, which is a Ukrainian soup. That's a beet soup. So that one can be have either cold or hot. So you can do it in the summer and the winter. One of my friends was Ukrainian. Is Ukrainian, not was. You can't get rid of that. Is Ukrainian, and she made this for me. It's not my favorite. I did enjoy it though. Like if they offered it again, I definitely would have it. But I'm just not the biggest fan of beets. But it was tolerable. Obviously, the most popular soup in Italy is the minestrone, and as I said earlier before, tom yum, which is from Thailand, and that's a hot and sour soup. Then that one's usually made with shrimp, mushrooms, and my personal favorite, lemongrass. I love lemongrass in soup. That fucking shit hits so hard. And one that I recently tried was harira, which is a Moroccan soup. That one's usually made with lentils, chickpeas, and lamb, but there's beef versions. Then, of course, there's your other types of soups, such as cream. Now, if you have a cream-based soup, that one's usually thickened with what's called a roux. A roux is something that's made with flour or butter or some other starch, and usually it has a cream and milk base. You can tamper with a little bit if you are lactose intolerant or just really don't want to get sick, because there's some people who are like, I have lactose intolerance, I'm just going to pop a Lactaid and I'm just going to have like 8 bowls of ice cream. Fuck that, I won't even take the Lactaid. We ride. YOLO, we die. That's how we go. And a good example of all these other types of cream stews are ones that you know, like broccoli cheddar, cream of mushrooms. Then you have your purees. So those are made by pureeing at least one or more of the main ingredients. I used to like to joke around and call it the baby food of soups because everyone knows their butternut soup, their split pea soup. The consistency is much thinner, goes down easier, but it's very easy on the digestive system. And obviously I always give this to my nieces and nephews when they were growing up. It was just like we would just puree all their fucking soup. So we used to give them sancocho soup, chicken noodle soup, because like if we're eating it, you're eating it. Then of course there's a good old bisque. I think everyone knows about bisque, and the most popular being lobster bisque. So that's usually made with pureed shellfish. So there is crab bisque. I've never seen it on a menu in a place, but I've known people who made it. Then there's, of course, those good old chowders. I don't know who's a fan of chowder. I used to not be a fan because I just thought it was just too much happening in my mouth. I've grown to love it. But those are usually thick, chunky, cream-based soups. And they usually have like potatoes, seafood, corn. I mean, everybody knows about corn chowder. You love your chowder? Crab. Yeah, I'm in a place that loves their crab. I tell you what. Yeah, that's just a little bit of a background on all the soups. It's a really, really rundown version of all the soups that you can do. Alrighty, so how can you make this recipe a little easier? So there's not much here that you can get ahead of time, but a lot of it's jarred. It will make it easier for you. So this is going to have onions. So you can chop it yourself. You can buy pre-cut. You can get it frozen. It also will take garlic. But the same idea, you can chop it yourself, get it in these special tablets that they make if you have a Trader Joe's by you, or if you have a something to puree it with, like a little mixer, a magic bullet. You can actually put those in ice cube trays with a little olive oil and then just pop them in whenever you need it for a recipe. And you can also get frozen garlic as well. They also make garlic in a tube. So if it makes it easier for you, hold on longer, do you, boo. But it's better for your budget and better for you. So here are the ingredients we're going to need today. We're going to go 1 yellow onion. I like to add more onion. I forgot to buy a lot of onions, so today we're going to have 1 onion. 5 cloves of garlic. Original recipe said 1. I never, ever trust a recipe that just says 1 clove of garlic. Fuck out of here with that shit. The only time I will ever trust a recipe that says 1 clove of garlic is going to be if it says a recipe on how to cook 1 clove of garlic. And even then, I still might do 2 or 3 just to be safe. We're going to need about a half a pound of ground beef. You can change this for, let me taste that garlic. Yes, I don't want vampires near me. That's how much garlic I want in my food. So we can use ground beef. You can also use lamb. You can use pork. This is something that you can do because there are lasagnas that use different kinds of meat bases. So do you, boo. I personally like to use ground sausage, and I prefer spicy sausage when I make this because I just like a little bit of kick to my food. You need about a half a jar of marinara sauce. Gonna need about 2 tablespoons of tomato paste, about 10 ounces of chopped tomatoes, 32 ounces of chicken broth. Gonna need some ricotta cheese, 3 tablespoons of heavy cream, and lasagna noodles, and a little bit of basil for garnish, and a little parsley if you'd like. For your spices, you can do it to taste. This is where I go AWOL. You guys know it. I've said it many times on stream. This is just an idea. No. This needs to change. This is seasoned to taste. I rarely see anything in my life that only needs a teaspoon of salt. Yet almost all fucking recipes say a teaspoon
the
of salt.
void of sleep.
No, seasoned to taste. I'm not gonna lie. I'm using about a tablespoon of salt. I'm using about a half a tablespoon of black pepper. I got like 2 tablespoons of oregano. I got 2 tablespoons of garlic and onion powder. And I got like a good smattering of red pepper flakes. And for a little color, I do have some dried parsley as well. And a little bit of cilantro, but that's just for me. And you can also just, if you don't want to think about measuring out your ingredients, you can buy them pre-made. You can get Italian seasoning in a freaking shaker. Add a little salt to it, a little pepper, and make it easier for yourself. If you prefer fresh, remember, if you do anything fresh, you're going to need a lot more because the flavors are not as concentrated. So, quick round of instructions. We're going to add our oil to a pot. We're going to heat over medium-high heat. We're going to cook our onion and saute for a few minutes until it becomes translucent. And you're going to stir in your chopped garlic. Any recipe that has something that you need to add onions and garlic, and it says put them together and there's still a lot of cooking left to be done, don't do it. Onions take a lot more longer than garlic to cook, and they have a lot more water. So definitely always put your onions first, even if it's by 2-3 minutes before you throw in your garlic. If you want a little bit more depth of flavor, feel free to add some shallots. I was supposed to do that today, but guess who forgot to buy them? Teehee, me. I forgot. I completely forgot to get that today. Well, such is life, am I right? Then you're going to add your ground beef and your sausage, and you throw in your seasonings at this point. You're going to cook that through. Once the meat is brown, you're going to add your diced tomatoes and your tomato paste. Oh my god, I'm talking too fast, guys. Stir till it's heated through. You're going to pour in your marinara. You're going to have your chicken broth. You're going to bring that shit to a simmer. And after it simmers through for about 10 minutes, we're going to break lasagna noodles. But does it matter what type of noodles you use? Yes. Yes, it does. I have made this recipe so many fucking times, chat. You have no idea. And I tried with other pastas, and I'm not going to lie. It does make a difference. It really does make a difference. It's just, I can't tell you how many times I ate this soup for the past 3 months. My clients wanted it. I was testing some stuff for the stream, and I never had lasagna noodles on hand. And now I went to fucking, of all places, I went to like 2 stores, and I'm like, oh, sorry, lasagna noodles are seasonal. What do you mean lasagna noodles are seasonal? What do you mean? I want lasagna now. You're not going to tell me that I'm going to eat that during the holidays? Shit, if a bitch wants a lasagna in fucking July, she's going to have lasagna in July. Who are you to stop me? Like, they don't go bad that quickly. It's fucking noodles. You telling me there's none left in the back from the last holiday season? Did you just fucking chuck it? Those things, like, last almost forever if you treat them right. Anywho, I'm ahead of myself. So once you simmer for about 10 minutes, you add in your broken lasagna noodles, and once the noodles are al dente, you pour in your cream, and you serve it a bowl top with a spoonful of ricotta cheese and a few sprigs of basil, parsley, whatever, have at you. Teehee. Whoop. Okay. What else can I add? You can add some more stuff to this. Again, some people are looking for their fiber goals. If you're looking for fiber, a little bit more extra protein, you can add in peas or mushrooms if you just want a little extra chutzpah to it. Spinach or zucchini are things that you can add as well. Some people be like, but that's not usually what you see in lasagna. How dare you put peas in it? It's soup. Have fun. It's soup. And what can you pair with said soup? Personally, I like my garlic sauteed green beans. I'm a fucking whore for green beans. They're delicious. Or you can do the classic garlic bread, so you can dip that shit. I mean, I'm a big fan of dipping in soup. I think that's like half the fun is just being able to dip your bread in your soup. So let me pull this off. Ba-ba-da-ba-da-ba. And we're gonna set some stuff up. I fucking love green beans. So if you ever want to really, really make some good green beans, I need you to get a pot of water. I want you to season it like you're about to go into the fucking ocean. I want you to like feel the salt spraying in your face. And blanch your green beans for like a solid minute in those. Drain them, throw them in a cold bath. Stop the cooking process, and then do your sauteing. I'm telling you, life will be different. And without further ado, depixelating. Hello everyone. How is it going today? I got my knife and I got my color changing me because I have fun doing this on stream. It's like, hey, melanin, no melanin, melanin, no melanin, darker, lighter, woo. I always have fun with that. And a little fun trick, if you put a wet paper towel or wet towel underneath your cutting board, it's less likely to slip. I have to take off my headphones for this, guys, or else I'm going to keep getting yanked. I don't like getting yanked back. I don't. Not at all. Not at all. Oh my god, is that a cosmopolitan? Hello. Oh, hello. Thank you so much for 7 months. Has it been 7 months already? That's crazy. Damn, time sure does fly. But welcome in. Your only does the yanking. Exactly.
How are you doing, Cosmo?
I love the new emotes, by the way. They're great. Don't mind me. I'm looking for like cookie music to put in the background. Would you mind shouting out Cosmo for me? Let's see. Let me grab everything. Gotta make sure I got no copyright thing.
Shout out to Cosmo Themigift. I hope you brought cookies.
Put a little music in the background. Of course, anytime. Alright, so anytime that you cook, remember, certain things are your friends. And you can have a little baggie, you can have a bowl, but always have a throwaway bowl. It'll just make cleanup a lot easier, chat. It just makes cleanup so much easier. That music is shit. That was my bad. I always forget to add music to these streams, so I'm sorry, chat. Next one, I definitely will. I had it for the last hand cam stream, and I don't remember what I did. Alright. Hopefully, for me, I will happen to have tick, 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 tick. This is what I like to call your garbage bowl. Just make cleanup easier. Clean up as you go. And when you're done cooking, because that's actually one of the worst things about cooking, honestly, chat, is the fucking cleanup. And I am not a fan of it. Also, when I went food shopping, I definitely should have made sure I had everything for this stream. Don't be like me. I'm actually leaving for a plane. I have a plane to catch around like 3 a.m. So I'm heading out tonight because I gotta go travel for work. So I'll be gone for a few days. So I won't be able to answer my Discord for those who usually try to reach me on Discord. As a heads up. I mean, if you really need to catch me, you usually can catch me on Le Tiki Talk or Blue Sky. Because I don't have Discord on my phone. I'm old. Slowly adding up all that garlic. I'm going to chop my garlic first. Why? Because I'm a little bitch and my eyes are very, very sensitive to onions. I'm not a fan. Absolutely not a fan. And I'll admit it. I'm going to cry, chat. Again, on stream. Such is life. Little crackling ASMR. Boop. And we're gonna cut the tips off. It's like introducing a brand new baby boy to the world. Just cut the tip off. But I hope you guys have been having a good Thursday. And also, for those who don't know, it is Michi's birthday today. So a happy birthday to our favorite little conqueror in chat. He is good peeps. If you haven't, highly recommend giving him a follow, checking him out. And what is this when we prep all our ingredients ahead of time called, chat? We talked about it in the last stream. Let's see if everyone remembers. Also, I'm thinking about the lag. Flatten. Release more of that flavoring. Squish. Alright, I think that accounts for the lag. Having everything in place before you cook is called mise en place. Always read your recipes. If you're trying to do something new, read your recipes a few times, chat. Read your recipes a few times, because you'd be surprised how many things you need to get prepped the night before. Especially if you're cooking something for allergies, or vegan or vegetarian. They tend to have to throw things in the fridge or freezer at least 24 hours before you start cooking. So always read them through, make sure you have all your ingredients, always prep what you can right before you start cooking. And then you can clean as you go. It'll make it a little easier for you. Always use the back of your blade so you don't mess up your actual blade. Actually, there's going to be 2 cooking streams this one. Well, technically I can't count the next one as a cooking stream. It's more like decorating. So and that's going to be with our favorite mod, It's. Yes, we're bringing It's here, and we're going to bring back making some holiday treats. Okay. I'm ready to cry, chat, because I put it into the fridge ahead of time to get cold before I cut, but it's been sitting in my room for a little bit, so it kind of went bad. So to make sure you're not cutting this, cutting the end, not the root, the tip. Always just cut the tip, never cut from the root of. That's where you'll really cry. Peel off the first layer. I'm going to give this a quick dice. Though honestly, chat, the real kick that I've been on this week, if you see it on our Discord and on Twitter, is dumplings. I made so many dumplings, guys. I hit over 500 dumplings. I had to give away so much. What do you mean cry for you?
Welcome
Fuck you.
to the cave, Slanesh.
No, now I'm gonna not cry. Slanesh, welcome in. We are making lasagna soup. All right, so make sure you don't cut your fingies, guys. Flat to the root, but try not to nick the root. Depending on the size, you could do this 3 or 4 times. This is small. I'm only going to be able to do it twice. Prep your next one. Ew. Got a little piece right there. It's so hard cutting this on my desk because I see my fingers shaking. And I'm like, oh dear Lord. And bada bing. Chop in there. Wow, that car's really loud. Back of your blade. Usually I chop much faster, but because I don't want everything to fall on my face, I'm just like, please God, no, no. All right, putting away our garbage bowl for right now. Also, if you're a composter, that's a great way to have your compost ready. We have an egg rolls for an appetizer. You know, we're having dumplings. You have one of those little things that chop it for you. Perfect. That's another way to make food and cooking more accessible for you, chat, by the way. If you need to use a chopper, if you have a texture issue, you can puree it. But remember, that makes the cooking time drop. So always have that in mind. If you are not good with the knife, you can always use a chopper. If you prefer to, like, because it's just hard because you have wrist issues, having a chopper is also very, very useful as well. So that is another accessibility thing you can use to make life much easier for yourself. Now, I'm going to just turn off this camera real quick because I have to put the pot, and that means I got to lean into the screen, and I don't want a little, you guys seeing how bad my dye job is. And also, this is my first time
Why don't I get a
using
special room in the
this
cave?
pot. So, this is going to be fun, chat. Trying to plug it in, plug it in. Aha! It's my first time using this pot. And take that, Michi. I know it's your baby. I know it's your birthday. I almost said it's your baby. I know it's your birthday, but I didn't cry. So, but you got me to play Fortnite. Water. I don't have water, Danghage. I have Modelo. Does that count? Does it count? Don't have product placement. Alright, this is my first time using this pot, chat. So, guess what I forgot? I knew there was something I was missing. How am I supposed to cook all these onions without oil? Water? Dang it. Do I have to? In this economy? Glug glug noises? I can glug. That's what she said. You know, I'm gonna be lazy and ask my roommate to bring it. Could you bring the oil?
Hi there, just
Alright,
dropped. Do
message him.
you like bats?
I'm just gonna message him like that. I forgot the oil. And so remember, if we're sauteing, we're not using olive oil. Olive oil is a finisher. It has a low smoke point. We're about to do things with a lot of heat, and that's just gonna degrade our oil. So personally, unless you have an allergy, I like using avocado oil or sunflower oil. Some people like to do a blend of sunflower oil and olive oil if you're looking for a little bit extra omega-3s and more health conscious. Try to raise the smoke point, but try not to cook with just plain olive oil. At least for me. Thank you guys for getting your daily lollipops. Joe, how you doing? Butter's good. I love cooking with butter. But in this case, because we're using sausage and ground beef, there's going to be so much extra oil. That's why I'm not doing butter today. But I love butter. Olive oil is, avocado oil is reasonable. I'll let it slide. It doesn't matter if you let it slide. You cook for what works for you. Whatever works for you. Because everyone's a little different. And there's also a lot of things depending on, main point is smoke point. Also, it's a culture thing. So certain cultures, you know, might use a special oil because that's what they have in their country. Like peanut oil. There's some if you have a peanut allergy, you're kind of fucked. But if that's the only thing that's around, that's kind of like your only option. Now, for me, I grew up in the Caribbean, so we tend to use vegetable or olive oil because that's what, not olive oil, vegetable or avocado oil because that's what we have. Don't worry, this is not on. I'm not cooking myself, or maybe I am, and it's just the demon in me, and I'm not burning myself. Also, I think my roommate is just a little busy. Yeah, he's a little busy. I don't think he saw his phone. Chat, I have to go get the oil real quick, so I'm just gonna put anything on, honestly. Soup. Let me see. I'm gonna just put a little video in the background while I go get it. Here you go. Be right back. It's make sure that Michi doesn't go crazy in chat. Hi, kitty cats. Hi, kitty cats. Okay, I'm back. What the? Michi! Michi! No! No! Bad boy! Bad! I'm gonna get the spray bottle. Whew, I just ran down those stairs, guys. I ran down those stairs. Goddamn. Cool. Alright. He got the zoomies. God damn it, Michi. Moment of truth, chat. Also for Danghage. I do have water. It's key lime water. Oh, damn, that was crisp. I drink the water. You guys can't say I don't hydrate. Are the onions acting up? Pull out the chicken. Pull out the kitchen chancla. Alright. Let's see if this works. My first time using this pot ever. I gave it a good wash, and I was like, should probably test this before stream, and then proceeded not to test it. YOLO wee ball. YOLO wee ball. Is it actually warming up? I bought it because I can like change it from low to high. Ba-da-ba-ba-da-ba. Do I have skizzers? Do I have skizzers? Also, for those who are into nail polish, I painted my nails before stream, and I'm very happy with them. From Holo Taco. They're lilac. Wish I could show like how holographic they are. Alright, is it actually heating up? Whew, it's feeling a little warm. Nailed it. Alright, before you ever put your oil on, you do want it to be warmed up. It'll just make it a little faster. Preheat your pan. Preheat your pan. Making sure that I actually brought the sausage and all that here. I'm gonna pre-cut this while I'm waiting for it to warm up. My big ass oil here. It's so big. And I got some hot Italian sausage. I should call them. I will. Just pre-cutting that because we want our mise en place. Our mise en place. It's always so funny doing this in my room. I'm not gonna lie, chat. Alright, that's warming up. Alright, it's doing it. Ooh, that's a little caliente. Just a few turns. Wait for that to warm through. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. And pre-cutting my ground beef because why the fuck not? Am I adding a lot more meat than I said in the instructions? Yes, I am. Why? For the glory, of course. For the absolute glory of it. Well, let's do a test run of your oil. Nope, not ready. Not ready. Not at all, chat. While I'm still getting this set up, is there anything you guys want to see on stream for cooking? I know I've asked the last time, and the soup was one of them, so that's why we're doing this. Because everyone was like, what the fuck? What is a lasagna soup? So, and I'm getting a mini oven, electric oven, that I can bring to my room so I can actually do some baking things. Only issue I'm running into right now is how am I gonna be able to like knead without accidentally like hurting myself? I mean, you could just mention, the worst I can say is, you dumb slut, how dare you? No, I'm kidding. The worst I can say is that I can't do it. That, or I might have to like pre-do it and then like do a recorded video, if that makes sense. Let me move you guys so I can see you a little better in chat while that's starting to warm up. There we go. Perfect. Alright, so this pan does not get as hot as I like. So, now I know. They are zooming outside. God damn. And my personal things here. Hibachi, sushi, tacos. I could definitely do sushi. I could do tacos. Hibachi is just the style, honestly. That's like doing all the cool stuff. And cooking like on a flat top, you know? Now, we season throughout, chat. So, I have my salt. Help draw out some of the water ahead of time. Salt bay it. I would normally use more onions, but again, bitches forgot to get this when they went shopping. It's me, I'm bitches. Because I was buying stuff I needed for my trip. Sushi would be dummy easy. I love it. I love making sushi. And it's also like, you know, if you have a rice cooker, you can make the rice. I miss cooking on flat tops. There is something nice about cooking on a flat top. And traditional Puerto Rican things. You know, I think, you know what? It won't be during Hispanic Heritage Month, but I definitely think I'm going to have, like, a whole cooking series for Puerto Rican food that I can try to get away with. Okay, this is getting a little hot now, so I'm going to lower this. My camera! My chat! Do you smell it, chat? Do you smell what the Yor is cooking? I mean, there's some of the flat tops that that are cast iron that you could put over your stove that I've been looking at. And I'm like, maybe I'll get that. The people's onion. Oh, yes. Honestly, though, when I'm at work, we do cook at a higher temperature because, you know, time's of the essence. And you just gotta be faster. Drinking just like I do at work. And no, I won't get in trouble for saying that. Okay, so now we're going to do our garlic. Usually we'll add shallots, but today is not that day, chat. But I like that this thing has, like, a lot of, like, change it up a little bit as you go. Oh. The people's onion. My room is gonna smell like this. Luckily, I'm not sleeping here tonight, so my room is gonna smell like food for a few days. So hopefully, could you like check on my window while I'm gone and make sure that like I close it before I leave, like so it doesn't just smell like onions and everything. While my poor mattress. I love the sizzle of fucking onions. You're the best. I appreciate you. I actually do have an air purifier, but because it's not going to get rid of it right away. That's the thing. I don't know if you hear that little bit of a buzzing. I have a small one that's above my desk. And then I have one in the corner of my room. But it won't get rid of it all right away like fresh air does, you know? Cold, crisp air. That's what does it. Alright, so we've sauteed that for roughly a minute. Wish me luck while I do this. Ooh. Ah. Get in there. No, not that. I even joked around, like, when I was making wish lists, like, if people would like to contribute to, like, the cooking streams, I put, like, a wax warmer thingy there, because I was like, so my room doesn't smell like food. Please. Alright, start cutting this up. Also, this is when you start seasoning. This is your layer, you start seasoning. I pre-mix mine. Whee! But I always do my salt separately. If you season throughout, you're usually going to end up using a little less seasonings. Get in there. This is so much bigger than the one that I use for curry. I wish I had this one for curry. Break up, bitch. Break up like my last 7 relationships. Oh, yeah. Nothing beats the sizzle. Also, this is going to be so funny having all my roommates come up and be like, hey guys, don't forget to bring your bowls the next time you come upstairs. Why? Because why? Because I made soup in my room. It's college all over again. I used to do what we used to call budget cooking in our dorm. And I learned how to make a lot of things in the microwave and with one electric pot. Mostly in the microwave because electric pots, like 20 years ago, were not that great. I'm just going to let you guys know. Oh yeah, a little spice. Spice is nice. Now, if you guys end up baking this recipe, will you make it spicier or will you make it a little bit more lax? Me, I added more red, crushed red pepper, and usually if I'm going to make it, I use the diced onion in a can that already has like peppers added into it, but that's just because I like spicy. Gotta actually let it brown. Mix, bitch. Mix, bitch. Like, where are my spicy people at? Who's the one that want to burn their esophagus with me? Raise your hand. Me, 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 me. It sounded like singing. Just me, 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 me. I still have so much fun with the lighting because I'm like, the changing, like, oh, there's my skin color. No, it's not. Yes, it is. Like, it's so much fun. This is what lighting does for you, chat. Wee. My melanin. I think it's because I'm using a cool light. I like cool lights in my room. But that's just me. I know you like the spicy. I know you do. Let me go to Hot Pot. This is making me more hungry
How
than
did you
Nuggies weren't
manage
enough.
to wander over here?
Me juice.
Femigus
Also,
underscore.
hello. Oh, I have to change that because you changed your name. Because now it's saying Magnus Overload. No,
Shout
not
out to
Magnus
Magnus
Overload.
Overload. I hope you brought
Wait,
cookies.
no, I gotta fix that. I forgot that you just recently changed your name. But welcome in, mages. Can't believe it's saying Magnets Overload. I don't know who that is, but they're randomly got a shout out. Wait, I can't. I have to wait a little bit. It's also had to unfortunately eat this so much, chat. They were a test subject. They were a big test subject. Break up, bitch. Break up like my relationships. Just like my ex-wife. I will tell you, it is usually the taste tester. I could smell it through my phone. Hi, Erica. Welcome in. How are you doing? Thank you for getting a daily lollipop. Gotta let that cook.
Hello, hello.
Got my beer here. Oh no, please. Don't make me eat your cooking. That would be terrible. Suddenly Michi's okay with being on the web. He's like, just feed me. Just feed me while I'm up here. Believe me, chat, a lot of these recipes are it's tested, it's me approved. Alright. So, the running joke at my job is that I'm Tondrio because I actually do a lot of my tasting from just smelling it. And this needs more seasoning. I actually seldom taste my food. And it drives people insane. Because I am heavily just use my nose. Now, do I have a spoon so I can lift some of this oil up, or is it not a lot? That's not a lot. Now, to show you the trick that I told you, if you guys want to like utilize less brain power and you just don't want to think, you can just get pre-bought. I haven't opened this one yet, but if you just don't want to think about your seasonings or trying to make a quick meal, these are fine. I actually bought it because it was on sale. I mean, I think you're insane for that, but you're the cook, so you do you. Hey, I managed to cook for, wow, I don't know how long I've had this. Oh, my eyes! The onion got very overpowering real quick. And the peppers. Yeah, I do the final taste test, but most of it is through smell. Look, you know us Hispanics eyeball things 150% of the time. We do. Alright, we're going to add I'm going to lower the heat. Now we're going to add... Let me see if I can spoon some of this fat out, actually. This is a lot of fat. Free balling in the kitchen for real. My mom likes to say that I'll truly learn her cooking when she dies, because what we do is that when we cook in a Spanish culture is that our ancestors are behind us waiting as we put in our ingredients, and when we reach the right amount they just go ya coño, está muy salada. That's how you get rid of some of that extra grease. You can use that to make some stock. Make a little roux. Make some gravy.
Hola.
Yeah, fat is flavor. I mean, if you're doing it on for time, but I like to have it cook in its own fat. But you can get lean, and you can also make this with turkey. If you're really watching your fat content, you can make this with turkey or with chicken. You're a million. Welcome in. Thank you for getting your daily lollipop. But you could also just do this. Some people do the paper towel trick. I prefer to soak it up this way because you can utilize it for something else. I try not to waste in the kitchen if I can help it. Getting a little... Ooh, I almost poured it right back in there, chat. I almost poured it right back in there. Salt, fat, acid, heat. That is the way. I'm gonna do a little bit more seasoning right now because I needed that. All right, now we're gonna add about 2 tablespoons
How you
of
doing,
your
disoriented fool?
tomato paste. Is that a desori? Hey,
Shout out
desori,
to
how you doing?
disoriented
It
fool.
is soup
I
in,
hope you
kind
brought
of.
cookies.
Not quite, but kinda. Try to warm that through. Actually, that was not quite 2 tablespoons. Whoops. I try to waste everything. Once I'm done cooking, I just toss it in the trash. I cook for the love of the game. What the hell? I just cook for the love of the game. It's fucking wild. Oh, I fucking love that. I just cook for the love of the game. Fuck everything else. Fuck it all. Oh, that's fucking great. I'm dying. Yeah, we are cooking
I see
today.
you
How you
found our cute
doing,
Ruby
Ruby?
Liska.
We're making lasagna soup. All right, let me raise this a little bit. All right, so now we got our 2 tablespoons of our tomato paste, and we kind of just want to warm that through. So we got our sausage, we got our beef, we got our onions, we have our garlic. I hope you're doing
Welcome
well
to
today,
the cave of
Ruby.
Dramillion.
You have been my saving grace while I was writing so many of the slides that I used today while you were playing Silent Hill. Alright, you can use your dice can. I was out of my spicy ones. But this is roughly 10 ounces. A little bit more than that. That's fine. Ooh. I can't rinse out my can because I'm in my room. Fuck. I'm so used to having to do that. Alright, we're gonna run that shit through. Give it that chunky taste. Chunky! I hope you guys are doing well. We're doing good. It's been a good cooking stream so far. We're trying a new pot, new recipe. Peachy, welcome in.
Welcome to the cave.
Been talking about our
Peachy
favorite
Kitsune.
soups. Actually, for people who are just tuning in, what is your favorite soup? And yes, it is also the Mikage's birthday. I should have actually just decorated cupcakes for his birthday. But then he wouldn't have gotten anything, so it would have been like, it would have been
How
like
did you manage to wander
a
over here?
little thing,
Max
like
Zero.
rubbing in his face. Like, you bet you wish you had this for your birthday. Thank you so much for the alert, Magis. Oof. Oof. I'm burning. I'm gonna lower this heat a little bit. I don't actually like soups. You know, that's base. Not everyone is a soup fan.
A gift? For me?
Ashton, thank you so
shouldn't
much for
have.
the gifted. I love me a tomato soup and sopa de fideo. Oh my god, yes. Alright, we're gonna do about 10 ounces of that. Thank you so much for the subscription.
How did you manage to wander over here? Ashton
Alright, so
69.
now we're warming this through. Blue! Thank you so much for the hydrate. Alright, I'm gonna do a double hydrate. My first one's with Modelo. And my second one is with my water.
Welcome to the cave, Uncreative Blue One.
Thank you so much for getting your daily lollipops, guys. I will try to send it through, guys. I'll try to send it through. All right, now we have our... So we're warming through our tomato sauce. So we have marinara, diced tomatoes, and tomato paste. Now it's starting to really look like what you add into your lasagna, isn't it? We season throughout. We season throughout. Add a little bit of seasoning to this. I do got some parsley and a little bit of basil. And I grew this in my garden. I'm so happy to like actually utilize it during stream. Does parsley have flavor? No, but it has essence and I like that. My cats were trying to eat it. A little bit of color. Always never remember the lollipops. I feel that. I'm actually like, and everyone, if someone hasn't been on my channel, they're like, why lollipops? I'm like, because of Gomez. Gomez loves his lollipops. Now you definitely want to cook through your tomato paste because that's the one that kind of holds the flavor. And soup season is best season, guys. I'm not gonna lie, a lot of these next cooking videos are going to be soup based because it's the season, minus the one that I'm doing with It's, where we're gonna show everybody how to make some really cute treats to bring to Halloween parties. If you have kids, if you're hosting, etc., that's gonna be another one. So it'll be cheap, easy, and spooky themed. And for those who haven't seen it before, if you go on my YouTube page, you can see our old video where we made mummy hot dogs. We made Oreo spiders. We made a Capri Skull salad. And what was the other thing? Oh, and we made tea time bats. So we made little bat sandwiches. But this one we're gonna have some fun with. And all of that stuff was things that you could just grab at the grocery store without going too crazy. I will tell you one of the things we're making. We're going to be making eyeball jello shots. So you can make it either with alcoholic or non-alcoholic. But it'll be a cool thing to bring for when you go to parties. Whether you have kids or don't have kids. Please make sure not to give kids alcohol. Do not be like my sister, who accidentally gave it to me. Okay, so now that it is heated through, you're going to use about 32 ounces of chicken broth. You can use bone broth if you want a little bit extra protein. Also, if you just want to add extra protein to your meal without adding a lot of extra calories, you can use collagen powder, of all things. It'll make your soup a little thicker, as a heads up. It's what they do when they want to make, I forgot the name, soup dumplings. And it's a great way to add a little bit of extra protein and a little extra collagen in your diet. You can add it to your soups, and then your soups freeze better too. Ooh, non-alcoholic, something I can enjoy. Actually, a lot of the things that I like, anytime I make something, there's always the non-alcoholic version, because there's just people who don't like to drink.
A hype
And
train has
there
been
are some
started.
people who
Woot woot.
are just trying to drink less. And what? Hype train? How is a hype train starting? Holy moly. I just got like, I don't have my headphones, so I can't hear when things are happening. So if I just miss something, I'm so sorry. But it's, wait, what did I miss? But thank you so much, guys. And also thank you again, Ashton, for giving Grass a sub. I appreciate it. I shall BRB. This little conqueror needs a shower. Stinky! I'm going to try that tomorrow with my potato soup. Yep, like a little tablespoon or two. It definitely makes a difference. Now, here we go. Now we're going to kind of have it reduce a little bit. So this is the part where I was like, oh, we're going to cook for a little bit. Have a good shower in your birthday suit. Ooh, woo. Choo-choo. Thank you so much again. Oh, thank you so much for the cheer. I hope you're doing well today, Ashton, and hope you're following along for some good soup. And if you are a soup fan, let us know what is your favorite soup. Also, guys, I have been dying to get one of those pots that look like cauldrons. I want to be a witch when I cook. I just want to sit on stream and just go, like, I just want to do that so badly. You have no idea. And I do that when I'm at work. We have these huge stock pots. Like, they're massive. Like, you need to step on a stepping stool, and then you're, like, turning, and I just fucking start cackling. Peachy's potato soup. I'll eat an entire batch myself. Hell yeah. Hell yeah. I bet Peachy cooks very well. We talk about food a lot. Hey, yo, IRL witch cosplay? Hell yeah. I used to be a big cosplayer back in the day. I still have all my stuff. I should go to a convention and cosplay again. It's been a long time. I was making a running joke that if I go to Offkai, I'm just going to cosplay myself. I'm just going to, because this is kind of what I look like with the hair, but I'm going to, like, have my hair like this.
How
I'm going to
did
have
you
to
know
use
this
so
was
much
my
hairspray.
favorite?
That's going to be so fucking funny.
Omega Vermilion.
Thank you for giving Pugsley a treat. He likes his little treats, because I don't feed him. Yes, just made a garlic butter steak bites. Oh, steak bites. That sounds so good. With cream spinach and mac and cheese. Fuck yeah. Now, what noodles do you use for your mac and cheese? I always like asking this. What noodles do you use? My little skull. I forgot this one was a skull one. Boop. Boop. I mean, I like I think it's called Capitelli. It's like the spiral ones. Because I feel like it just grabs onto the cheese so much better. In my opinion. But for those who aren't soup fans, what is your favorite dish? Like, what is your comfort dish? Because I feel like for a lot of people, soup is their comfort dish, you know? I really think that's what it is for a lot of people. So I am interested. Is it actually lasagna? It depends. Sometimes shells are long macaroni noodles. I've only found them in Louisiana. Long macaroni noodles. I wonder what those look like. A newt's tail and a toad slime. Feather from a quail and a squirt of lime. Fuck yeah. I'm not gonna lie, this is a new pot. I'm used to it, like, at least starting to, like, boil by this point, but it is not, and I'm a little sad. So that's the one downside to electric. Boogie woogie woogie. It's electric. Boogie woogie. But shells, like, so another reason why I made this soup so many times, they're like, it's lasagna soup. Do you have to use lasagna noodles? Yes, you do have to use lasagna noodles. They do make a difference because different shapes and different types of flour that are used for your pasta will change the way your sauce holds onto it. 2, the taste because of the way it holds the sauce. And 3, the texture. Texture does play a good part in our... Texture tastes a good part. Thank you so much for the biddies. Thank you. It does make a difference. And I know a lot of people are like, but well, really, for some things they won't. But in this case, the lasagna noodles do make a difference. It adds to the texture. It gives that homey feeling. It's just like hella based. All right, we got this at a nice little simmer. I'm going to add a little bit of seasoning. And I'm going to give myself a little tasty. I don't know exactly what my comfort food is. I just love tasty food. Fuck yeah, tasty food is it. Tasty food is it. See, for me, like, my comfort food is my mom's food. But, you know, I don't see her often. But when she makes arroz con habichuelas y pollo guisá, and her alcapurrias, man, she beats Gucci Fritos, hands down. I'm going to give this a little sippy. Ooh. That was pretty close. Just needs a little more salt. But that's okay, because the cheese we're going to add is going to add a little salt to it. Oh, now we're boiling. Now we're boiling. All right. Now this is when you get your lasagna noodles. This is when we get some lasagna noodles. And you're going to break them. You're going to break them like how Bane broke Batman's back. Just letting you know that. I'm going to break it like how Bane broke Batman. You can have fun with how you do this, by the way. Oh, no, those last two didn't want to break. How much? Oh, this is when you measure what you're hot. Oh, yeah. I'm gonna cook these until they're pretty much al dente. I'm over here in the kitchen and then I pull out my noodle and then you're like, not that one, you idiot! Not that noodle! You don't want to break those noodles. Ken! ¿Cómo estás?
How you doing,
¿Cómo
Ken_VT?
está, pana? Me alegro todo está bien. Nosotros está cocinando hoy un poquito de sopa de lasaña. ¿Cómo está? ¿Cómo estás? Sí, de lasaña. Es algo que la gente americana hace. Cocinan. But welcome in. It's liquid lasagna. Lasagna de líquido. How you been, Ken? ¿Cómo está? ¿Cómo está todo? I'm like literally eyeballing it, chat, to see how much noodles I want. Okay, I want a little bit more. Un poquito más. You got sick? Ay, pobrecito. Did you catch the flu? Alright, I think that's enough noodles because they are going to expand a little bit and they're going to absorb some of this liquid. Hamburger helper lasagna. Hell yeah. Alright, we want this to reduce a little bit. You know what? I might add a little bit more. Because the pasta's going to absorb some of the liquid. Because the problem of it being electric, it's not really boiling the way I want it to be. We do what we can. You can do it too. We can do. Haha. That's how a real chef does it. A little hamburger helper. Alright, now we are going to wait for these to get al dente. Now, when you're cooking in your kitchen, guys, this is when you start doing your cleanup. You know, throw your stuff in the, in the sink. I usually have what's called a, I call it my soap bucket. So I'll have like a little plastic bucket. I fill with hot water and some soap. And when I'm throwing stuff in there, like as I'm cooking, so at least it'll be in the soapy water. So when it's time to wash it, it's just quicker. Ooh, that's boiling. That is boils. And this is when you would like sleep, throw out your garbage, you know, come and stir it a little bit. That way when you're done and you have soup, you have less to do at the end of it. I didn't know I was missing out until we moved and the stove was gas. Fucking love gas stoves. Like, cooking with electric's fine. This is much better. The ladies like it al dente. Ladies. You know what else I forgot, chat? My bowl. Let me just... If you're available, let me ask for a bowl. Teehee. Maybe the white one. Just because it looks nice. Oh, we bubbles. We are bubbling. Bubble, bubble, boy, I'm in trouble. I was stressing. So another reason why I was panicking a little bit before stream and like I fell behind was that I realized the lid to this soup pot showed my reflection no matter where I put the light. At some points the reflection was stronger than others, and I was like, it's like looking in a fucking mirror. So I was panicking a little bit because everything I had planned was around this pot, and then I realized I didn't need the fucking lid for the stream. So yeah, that happened. cleaning as I go so I don't stain my desk, 'cause I got a white desk. Girl. Girl. But look at that. It's starting to come together. It's really going to look like something after it reduces a little bit. Hold on. I think my roommate's here so I can get a bowl. Hi. I know. It's hot. I know. But you can't come in. We're cooking. No, 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 no. No, Nyanyas. No, no, no. Oh my god, I got attacked by my cat, chat. Hi. I was trying. Oh my goodness. I was fighting her so she wouldn't come in. As much as I would love to like show you guys like her, I think the worst idea ever would be holding my cat over here. Be like, look, it's the kitty. That would be the worst thing ever. I forget that you guys can look at foliage doing that. That's so cool. 2 months already. Time sure does fly when you're having fun. Gonna add a little bit more parsley. Little bit more parsley. Annie would jump in that pot. She would. She fucking would, chat. Because she's a ñañazo that way. She has tried to jump in the oven. I'll open the oven door and then she's like, oh boy, a warm spot, and just yeets herself. I have caught her many times. Now this is when I actually like to add my basil. I'm ripping up some basil. You could chop it. I like ripping it. Basil I grew in the garden. I feel so cool being able to say I grew my herbs.
How you doing, Angry
Lasagna
underscore
soup
Panda
panda,
86?
how you doing? Welcome in. Thank you for getting your daily lollipop. Thank you so much. Oh, that basil smelled fresh. I literally plucked it right before stream. I like plucked it, came upstairs, and pressed start stream. This is the second time I've heard someone say lasagna soup. Hell yeah, and now you know why. Look at that. It's lasagna-ing. It's lasagna-ing. I got some more. Like, look at how big.
Hola, hola.
Look at how big these leaves are. They went crazy in my yard this year. I'm so happy. Thank you so much for the hydrate. I'll hydrate in a second. Hold on. Also, Panda, I did my nails in the Holo Taco color that I showed you last time. Let me get my hydration on so you guys know that I'm hydrating. Ooh, basil, my beloved. I love fresh cut basil. You can like smell it. It's the Holo Taco one. I love Holo Taco nail polish. It's like this doesn't do it justice. Like I'm trying to get close, but it's also so steamy. It's got like this holographic film on it, which is really fun. I like to add my basil in stages, which I know sounds weird, but it's what I like to do. So I like layering my flavors. Thank you. I know basil did well this year. For all my gardeners out there, how's your basil doing? The weather's been pretty fine where I'm at. Oh no. I just realized that I got a little bit of soup, like a little soup up here. Don't want it to stain. I'm gonna start putting a silicone mat down when I like cook in my room next time. That's what I should do. Oh, it's getting there, it's getting there. A little soup on me, a little soup on the desk, a little soup on the floor, which is why I don't have my cats in here. Oh yeah, it's starting to reduce a little bit, which is nice. It just sounds like an excuse to taste test, right? It's just like, a lick. Oh boy, and then you got the little chunks of tomato. I'm not the biggest tomato fan, but like in stuff like this, delicious. Oh, we're starting to get al dente. We're being wiggly. Pressing down on it. Oh, yeah. I love when it starts reducing. I'm just like, yes, go down. Go down more. Now, remember, this thing calls for heavy cream. If you're lactose intolerant and do not feel like feeling sick, then you can use coconut milk. Coconut milk is a fine replacement for this. It will add a little sweetness to your dish. So if you don't want it to be too sweet, definitely add like a little extra salt. Add some savory to it so it doesn't like throw off the balance. Okay, seeing RL definitely looks yummier than how it sounded. Yeah, because when you think lasagna soup, it's like you can't picture it because you're used to like the slabs. You know? Ah, yes, creamy soups are delicious. We stand soups in this house. You know, honestly, now that I'm older, I used to complain when I was a kid. My mom would cook fucking soups in the dead of summer, but it's just so easy. You're just throwing everything in a pot. Yes, it's hot, but like, it's just so easy. Like, I'm standing over it because, you know, here on stream. But if I wasn't standing over it, like, I would be cleaning. I'd be watching a telenovela right now. I'd be watching some fucking anime. I'd be doing shit like that while I waited for it to cook. Take a shower, all that. Oh, I don't know if you guys can hear that bubble. I'm going to stop talking for a second. I'm trying to bring my mic closer so you guys can hear it. Some cooking ASMR. Some cooking ASMR. Could you toss all these in a crock pot, or is it not recommended of pasta? You can toss this all in a crock pot, but you leave the noodles last. So, like, when you come home, you would, like, throw the noodles in and wait, like, 10 minutes. So, this is a crock pot recipe. You can throw everything in there that I state, like, in the last slides. I'll pull up the presentation again after I'm done cooking. But you can throw all of that in there, leave it for 4 hours on high, 6 on low. And when you come home, throw it on high, throw in your noodles, and you should be fine. I love a good recipe that you get stuff done while you're cooking. Hell yeah, that is the best. Ooh, we're wiggling. It looks harder to see because, like, I'm using, like, oh, but it's bending. We're water bending here. Honestly, if you reduce it more, it's definitely more of a stew. But usually once you add cream, it becomes a stew. So it's definitely lasagna stew, but it doesn't sound as good as lasagna soup. Now, it's about 3 tablespoons of cream. 1, 2, 3. Look at that. Look at that. I love watching it change color. Now it looks less like a tomato soup. Nyanya is like at the doors, like screaming right now. Honestly, they both sound weird to me, but that's because it's uncommon in my little soup stew world. It definitely gave me a double take because I remember it was my boss that requested this. They were like, you know what I haven't had in forever? Lasagna soup. And I was like, Nani the fuck? I literally had to like Google it. Look at that. We're gonna warm through that cream. Actually, I could put a little bit of less chicken broth next time. I forget that tomatoes like have a lot of water content. But I'd eat it if you make it num num num. It is something to try at least once. You won't go wrong with it, to be honest. It is delicious. It is just a bit of a taste fuck because you're thinking, I want to bite down into my lasagna. I want to be like using a knife and fork on my lasagna. I'm not spooning it. I actually think it needs a little bit more cream. I tend to eyeball a lot. Okay. Well, usually my boss is dairy free, so I do make this with coconut cream instead. And I make it a little bit more spicy. Because you can cook with the spirit of your ancestors. Yeah, my abuelita is in the background, just mira, un poquito más, un poquito. Ya, nena. Mucho. Honestly, I would love to make some Filipino dishes on stream. Because I had my friend's Lola teach me. And I learned how to make arroz caldo, no, pollo caldo, and then I learned how to make kare kare and pancit. And I felt like I learned more with his Lola than I could ever learn on a kare kare. I love that. That was one of the first Filipino foods I ever had. That and siksik. And I'm so sorry if I'm butchering it, guys, because I don't speak Tagalog, but I fucking love kare kare. So it's peanut butter oxtails, and I always load mine with extra bok choy. It's pretty close. Huzzah! Okay, as long as I'm not like completely butchering it, because it's similar to Spanish, but also not Spanish. Like for certain words, I forgot what she said. She's like, you speak more through the throat, and I was like, I don't know what that means, but I it makes sense to me. Yeah, it does have like, I think Tagalog is like 30% Spanish, like certain words like cochina, like as far as cocina, and then tenedor. Like it was a lot of kitchen stuff of all things is really thing. Oh yeah, it's souping. It is very much souping. We're letting it reduce a little bit more, but it is almost done. These are becoming al dente. Look at that, they're wiggling. They're wiggling. We added the cream, and the cream is warming through. You can see all our seasonings. So we got our oregano, our parsley. We just threw in some fresh basil. We threw in some fresh parsley for some greenage. If you want, guys, this is the step you would add some spinach if you were adding spinach. If you were adding zucchini, you would add that around the same time that you throw in your tomatoes, and you let the water cook off a little bit before you can go to the next step. If you're adding peas, you can add it here too. I know that throws Michi up the wall, but again, it's soup. And soup has peas. That's for a little extra protein and a little extra fab. But this is smelling really good. I can smell the pasta. It's almost there. Just needs a little bit more time. I'm just so not used to cooking on this that I can't really gauge it as well as I normally would. But it's smelling yummy. Peas good, just not in my lasagna. But what about your lasagna soup? What about your lasagna soup? Nyanya's is screaming at the door, by the way. Also, this has reduced by an inch. This is reduced by an inch because this is where it was originally, and now it is down this way. Now, the one thing I know that they put peas in a lot in Italian food is their rice balls, because it's stuffed with meat and peas. It's like one of my favorite things to eat, I'm not gonna lie. It is one of my favorite things to eat. And I thoroughly enjoy it. But also if you're adding a little collagen powder, this is where you would add it. You know, little things to make it more geared to you, for your life goals, for your food goals, for what you're looking for in life. You do. But there's mostly a way around it. There's a few things in life that, like, obviously you cannot change. It's like, either you got it. If you don't, you don't. I think it's called the bean test because of TikTok. It was like, this is my 7 bean soup recipe. And it's like, but what if I don't like beans? Well, then this recipe's not for you. But a lot of recipes can be, like, geared to you depending on a lot of factors. Like, I try to find recipes that we can switch off. Obviously, I showed off different meats you can use, different spices you can use. If you're gluten-free, they do make gluten-free lasagna noodles. If you are dairy-free, then you're using coconut cream. If you're allergic to coconuts, I think you can also use almond milk. But it's got to be like, they make like a thicker one. So again, try to cater it to you and to your dietary needs. The one thing I will never tell you, chat, and never do is, I don't really work with calories. I don't do macros and all that. I don't want to worry about that on stream. I want us just to enjoy good food. And if it doesn't kill you, that's all that matters. That's all that matters. Oh, yes, them bubbles. Okay, I'm starting to get used to this pot. It took me a little bit. There was like a little bit of a learning curve, but I got it. I do want to finish the rest of my beer before it gets warm. If it doesn't kill you, literally, that's the main goal. Keep living. And then eat another day. If it gives you the runs, it's fine. Honestly, as the runs don't kill you, just drink some Pedialyte. You'll be fine. Oh, now look at them. They're just flopping around. That is a done lasagna noodle, which means cheers, chat. I'm gonna lower this. But that's if you're lactose intolerant. Alright, turned off the fire. Well, fire. Selic, aren't you streaming? Get back to your stream. Oh, that has residual heat. It's good to know. Now, I know at one point you guys were like, wait, in the ingredients it said ricotta cheese. When does the ricotta cheese come in? Well, that's the best thing. We still need to plate. And I'm going to tell you right now, if you poured ricotta cheese straight into this thing, it would just turn into a cheesy mess. It would just turn into a cheesy mess. Which, I mean, there's worse ways to go out, chat. Am I right? All right, I'm giving this a little bit of a stir. I'm trying to cool it down a little bit because, like, it's still going because it's an electric cook. But I turned it off. And that's the thing.
Have mercy.
When you're cooking a lot, there is such thing as residual heat. So you're supposed to get your meats to a certain degree so it doesn't kill you. It kills most of the pathogens. For chicken, it's 165. So let's say you are using a thermometer, right? And you check your chicken and it's like at 161. You can pull it out because there's still going to be residual heat to cook it and raise the temperature up to 165. Because if you wait till it's 165, you're going to pull it out and it's going to keep cooking. And that's when you start getting dry like meat. The same thing with brownies. When it's just barely done, that's when you pull them out because the residual heat after you take it out the oven is going to keep cooking it. They're still in the places that they're, especially if you're cooking with anything like cast iron. So cast iron holds the heat longer versus silicone. Silicone loses its heat rather quickly. Things like that. So you have a lot of things to account for. But residual heat will usually cook it the rest of the way through. Me, pull out. That's why you got so many kids. That's why you got so many kids, Beachy. You still haven't named the last one. But yes, the residual heat will change it. This looks really good, to be honest. I'm impressed you souped it. And now you know why this episode was called Can It Soup? Yes, it can. It's about to look a little better. So now it is reduced. It has reduced for a little under an inch. If you want it to be a little lighter, you can add a little bit more cream. But look at that. It pours off a little slower. The noodles are al dente. You could reduce this a little bit more if you would like. This soup freezes well. This can be something you can put in your little soup box and freeze it. You can make this in a crock pot. Again, wait to leave your noodles until like last because you don't want to, just have like noodles. But out of all the noodles, lasagna really does hold its shape the best. It takes a beating. Lasagna takes a beating because it is meant to be baked for a long time. It's meant to be boiled and then baked. But they did start making lasagna noodles where they're just like you just ready throw them in. So it all depends. All right, so now everyone's wondering, when do we do the ricotta cheese? Well, this is how we're going to plate. Get your bowl, chat. Get a nice ladle. Look at that. Look at those noodles. Get some meat, some veg. I honestly wish I added some spinach to this because I really love spinach. Get a little extra iron in your day. Where's the photo album? Okay, so now we have our soup, right? Sorry, I'm putting it here while I do this. Now we're gonna get, can I open this? Please. I can't open it. No. Why do they make these tabs so small, chat? Oh, kill me. Actually, don't. Still waiting for my wife. Kill me after I find my wife again. I'm just clipping it. I'm clipping it, chat. I got skizzers. I'm skizzering. And I got the tiniest little spoon. So we're gonna get a little dollop. Do a dollop of daisy. Do a dollop of daisy. Add a little un poquito parsley. And un poquito de basil. And look at that. Chat, we have made lasagna soup. Manja. I'm so proud of the soup. I am also proud of the soup. I'm also very tired of making the soup because I've made it so much these past 3 months. But But this is what we made together today, chat. I'm very proud of us. We did an amazing job. And I will do a taste test after I do a little picture. I'm going to take a little picture for chat so we can share it in said chat. It looks great. Thank you. I'm very happy. I hope it looks good. Let me move my knife out the way. My little Japanese knife from my Italian based soup. Not my cleanest. Here we go. Took my picture. Cheers! Thank you, Jamilian. Cheers to you as well. Oh, I finished my modelo. Ella umami from knife. But yes, this is what it will look like. Did I get on time for dinner? Yes, we were just serving. But here we go. We got lasagna soup, and let's do our final taste test. Where did I put my spoon, chat? Where's my little spoon? Oh, it's just like pure ricotta. Okay. Oh. Woo! Okay. It is lasagna soup. All right, let's see. Take a little of the broth. Perfecto. It is perfect. No added seasoning. No, doesn't need anything else. I was just looking at that recipe this past week. We just made a recipe. We just made our soup. We got soup for days. Honestly, there's not... Oh, damn it. I'm leaving. This is going to be for you when I'm away this week. Welcome in, Kev. Thank you for coming and joining. Let me see if I can take one more good picture so I can post it on Le TikTok or something. Maybe not the TikTok, but like Le Twitter.
Thank you for the gift.
Thank you so much for giving, Jamilian. Awesome. Thank you. I appreciate it. And thank you for the hydrate. I'm actually hydrating. Watch that. Let me I'm actually shrimping despite the fact that I'm standing. What the fuck? Like, how do I do that? There we go. Gifted Pog, yes. But this did come out amazing. It's when you come back from your mom's house, you gotta have some of this. I know you're there right now. This is like the tiniest spoon to like taste test with, but this is my tasting spoon. It's my tasting spoon. Oh, let me do a big stretch while I'm here. Just big stretchies. But yes, this was lasagna soup. For anybody who wants me to go back real quick to show what we use, I'm just gonna go and bring up the presentation again real quick for those who just want a few of how we did this. Hold on. Present thyself. Alright, so we had our presentation. So here's our ingredients. I would say definitely use a little bit more onion. I like to use 2 yellow onions or 2 Spanish onions. The new monster from Monster Hunter Wild is also named Omega Planet is, and I'm scared of it. Oh boy. Oh boy. We got 5 cloves of garlic or more if you'd like. A half a pound of ground beef, I used a pound. Half a pound of ground sausage, I used spicy sausage. 12 ounces of your favorite marinara sauce. 2 tablespoons of tomato paste. About 10 ounces of chopped tomatoes, I used the spicy ones. 32 ounces of chicken broth. You could use a little less if you wanted to reduce a little bit more. About 3 tablespoons of heavy cream, ricotta, lasagna noodles, and basil. No cursing. Oh, Puleham, I'm going to give you your points back because we're going to end stream soon. I have to learn how to give you your points back. But also, welcome back. I hope your vacation was great. I hope you got to see and eat all the things. And then for your seasonings, you can use black pepper, oregano, garlic, onion powder, red pepper flakes. You can use thyme, more dried basil. This is basically what you can use for yourself. You know, make it for you. Make it for you. It's can do it from ModView. Ah, yes. It's, can you do me a favor and give back Puleham's points? I feel bad because I actually haven't even cursed much. I'm not playing games. And we're going to end pretty darn soon. If you don't mind, I appreciate you. It's please. But yeah, that's the ingredients. This is our quick rundown on how to make it. We're going to add our pollo to our pot, heat over medium-high heat. You're going to add your onions, saute for a few minutes. You can also add shallots to add deeper flavor. and you stir until it becomes translucent. So if you are using shallots, onions, cook for about 1 or 2 minutes, then throw in
Hi there,
your
Blonde. Do you like bats?
your shallots, cook for another minute, then throw in your garlic if you chose to use shallots. You add your ground beef and ground sausage,
Shout out to
and again,
Blonde.
you can change
I
it
hope you
depending
brought
on what you
cookies.
need. So if you like turkey, if you prefer to use a leaner meat, if you are vegan and need to use a replacement meat, you can do that as well. You're gonna throw in your seasonings, so you season to your taste. Once your meat is brown, you add your diced tomatoes and your tomato paste, and you're gonna stir that till it's heated through. You pour in your marinara sauce and your chicken broth. Taste, do a little taste test while you can right here just to make sure that your stock is good. You simmer for 10 minutes and add in your broken lasagna noodles. And when the noodles are al dente, you pour in your cream, warm through, serve in a bowl topped with a spoonful of ricotta cheese and a few sprigs of basil and parsley. And there you have it, guys. And that is some good soup. And look at how that ricotta holds itself as long as you're not like turning it. Bye, or enjoy your soup. Thank you so much for dropping in, Jamilian. But it is an easy and good and very good. Yeah, vacation was good. Sorry, mistook regular. Yours speak for cursing. I know. I just sound so like I'm ready. I'm gonna do it. I'm like, let's go. I want to tell Searso that I made more soup today. I actually made a wonton soup earlier because guys, I've made over 500 dumplings. I've made over 500 dumplings and I still have stuff to make more dumplings. I made the wrappers from scratch. I was supposed to make bao, but I don't speak Chinese. I don't speak Cantonese. I don't speak Mandarin. And I went to my local Chinese supermarket and I didn't know what dough I needed. So I asked the lady and she was like, you need this one. She lied to me. She lied. It was not the dough I needed because I ended up using like a little scanner to check. And I was like, this is whole wheat I needed. I needed something else. I needed. So I got screwed. So I couldn't make my bao this week. So when I'm back from work, because I do have to travel for a work trip. And again, I'm so sorry if no one can reach me. The best way to reach me while I'm away from my computer is TikTok of all things. I don't even have Twitter on my phone. I'm so bad, chat. I'm so sorry. So Discord is literally only on my PC, so that's the only time I will see anything. Same thing for Twitch, it's only on my PC. So I hope when I do see you guys next that you have guys had a wonderful weekend. I will put out a schedule on Monday because I'm coming home Sunday night and I'm probably going to die the second I do that because I have to go to work on Monday. So Monday night I will put a new schedule. We are definitely going to plan one more cooking stream this month again with It's. And let's see what else. We will have a few more collabs for Hispanic Heritage Month. We are doing something with Darth Kidius the Wise. We have one on October 7th. We are doing our collab. And then we also have one that I'm planning with Cosmo and Nabalicious. So we are also planning 2 more collabs for Hispanic Heritage Month to celebrate Hispanic pride and all the good foods that we make. Okay, point should be redeemed. You are the best, It's. Thank you so much. Now, let's see who is on and see who we can raid into. Let's see. Opening Twitch. Okay, so I'm going to do what I always do, chat. I'm going to make a poll. We're going to make a poll. And you guys tell me what game you did it. You guys would like to go see. Oh, okay, poll. Let me do this real quick. See me guys like typing on the side. No melanin. No melanin. Okay. Raid. Question mark. Alright, what was the name of it? I already forgot. Teehee. Teehee. No, I'm not human. Or the derailed. That actually sounds pretty cool. Derailed. Alright, we got about 2 minutes to figure out who we're going to raid into. Please vote if you would like. And remember, if you would like to join the raid, do so. If you would like to raid and run, we understand. If you want to raid and you like the content and you stick around for watching, I highly recommend always giving the people that we go raid into a follow. They're usually pretty good peeps. Yes, definitely going to try the soup. I will throw this soup recipe in our Discord. It's one last thing. Would you mind sharing our Discord? For anyone who is not part of the Discord and would like to join, we do have a recipes channel that everything that we try on stream gets thrown in on there. And if we haven't tried it on stream, because we used to have an old redeem called Give Chat a Recipe, that there's some old easy and goody ones in there as well. Everything from curry to, oh, I got ricotta cheese everywhere. We have curry. We'll have this soup recipe as well as other things that are time tested and true. And if you ever have a question and need to hit me up on the Discord about whether or not you should use this, what could be a good replacement, hey, I need this, I'm always happy to help. Thank you so much for the hydrate. And it is Hispanic Pride Month, so it's Hispanic Heritage Month. So it's been really big. Like when I lived in New York, Hispanic Heritage Month meant like a lot of festivals, and you got to try food from everywhere. It was the best. I would go and get empanadas, then I would get pastelitos, and then I would go get alcapurrias, and then I would go get tacos. It was the best time. I have to put in a thing for my bot so like people could write Discord and could pop up, but right now we use It's, and if they can't get to it, I'll get to it in a second. But yeah, it's great. Thank you for stream. Thank you for being here, Michi. If you're still here, happy birthday, buddy. I hope you had a wonderful day. Thank you for introducing me to Fortnite. I never thought I would knight in the fort in my life, but I did it, and honestly, for you, I'll do a lot. Thank you so much for dropping our Discord link. Thank you, It's. Thank you, Best Mod. Happy Spooky Month, guys, because it is Spooky Month. And if you're wondering what I'm going to be playing for Spooky Month, well, chat, you have to remember, we do a lot of spooky things here. We do a lot of spooky things here. So, we're not playing that many spooky games. If anything, I'll start playing like Hello Kitty Island Adventure or something. We're going to play some silly games. We're going to have some fun games. I did buy Squirrel with a gun. I don't know if you ever had a bandeja paisa, a Colombian dish. In case you haven't, you should try. I haven't, and I'm going to try it. That sounds delicious. Colombians know how to make, you know, my roommate's Colombian, so I'm going to hit her up. I'm going to go hit up Kay and be like, bitch, why you don't cook for me? I make all this food for you and you don't cook for me? Girl, I'm going to go bother her. Spooky Hello Kitty. That game is wild. I know nothing about that game. But looks like we are going to go check out the Derailed, which means that we are going to raid into Selic. I'm going to step to the side and my VTuber model's going to be wild. I lived in Medellin for 5 years. I love their bandeja paisa. I now I want to try it. Right, here is our raid message. Always fear your sabers. Raiders are here. Feel free to copy and paste that, chat. We're going to go raid into Simply Selic. He's getting his stuff ready for Horror Month as well. And again, next week will be definitely on the 7th. I'm going to be, ¿cómo se dice? I'm going to be helping out. Wow, I'm going to be collabing with Darth Kidius the Wise. And then we're going to have a collab with Nabalicious, maybe Erica, I have to hit her up, and Cosmo the Mage to celebrate a little bit more Pride before we call it a month. And then we're going to have some fun. I got Squirrel with the Gun. I got some really crazy, silly games for this week. And we will have our other cooking stream. So, with that being said, let's go say hi to Selic. Raid. Peace. Thank you so much, guys, for being here. I have so much fun doing these cooking streams. If you ever want to contribute to said cooking streams so we can do some more crazy stuff, because I would love to make a deep fry series. This is the only time I'll say it. I do have a throne to get a deep fryer from my room because I'm crazy. And I would really like to show you guys all the different things to make, from tempura to sorrojitos, which is something from my country. We also have other things that we can do, everything from bacalaitos to pastelitos. Anything like that, I would love to share and teach about it. And of course, we always will do the history of it like we did today. I love looking at food history. I love the science behind food. So we will be seeing more of that in the coming cooking streams. Thank you again so much, guys. I appreciate all of you. I will see you guys. Message. Thank you so much for the subscription. Thank you, thank you. Don't forget to find your little spot in the techo, that Gomez hasn't taken out. But again, guys, I appreciate you all. Besitos, besitos. Que pasen una buena noche, buena día. Que tienen buen provecho. And let's go say hi to Selic. Until next time, chat. Bye-bye.